Awesome Attraction certainly loved.
Hold on, I'm going to try to get some.
Oh, no, don't you dare. If you. Good. See, now they're all out of beads, so you can stop trying to take your tux off, for crying out loud. All right. Referee Ken Wallace displays what it's all about. The NWA Anarchy Tag Team titles. The Urban Assault Squad and the Awesome Attraction have been two of the most popular tag teams in Anarchy history, arguably the most popular teams in Anarchy history. And right now,
the two biggest hotheads from each of the teams there, I'm talking about Hayden Young and Nemesis. It looks like everybody's refusing to shake hands, and Nemesis just slapped the taste off of Austin Creed's mouth, and now it's going to break down here.
It certainly looks that way. Cooler heads perhaps prevailing. But I hate to say this, cooler heads are not exactly what you want in a tag team title match.
Yeah, I mean, look at Nemesis is intense. I mean, you're talking about somebody with a bad will that he suffered in that four-way elimination match in the Benefactor Finals. And now Shadow saying he wants to start the match because he's concerned for his partner's safety, but Nemesis isn't worried about the injury. He wants a shot at the tag team titles.
Well, you can't blame him. This is the chance for the Urban Assault Squad to become four-time Anarchy Tag Team Champions, to do something to break their own record. No other team, cohesive team in the history of the NWA arena were ever three-time champions. That record is held by the UAS, a record they would like no better than to break tonight. Austin Creed and Shadow Jackson start things off. Jackson drop toe hold, and now working the legs of Austin Creed. Shadow Jackson electing to change things up. Technical wrestling is not the usual style we see out of the UAS. Hammerlock here by awesome Austin Creed, one half of the Anarchy Tag Team Champions. Now to the side headlock. And what we're seeing right here, honestly, something I did not expect, which is thus far a match technically based. Nemesis rallying the crowd behind Shadow Jackson here. As frankly, both of these teams going against the grain. The Urban Assault Squad are brawlers, and the Awesome Attraction are high flyers.
Greg Hunter, last year at Fright Night, the team of Creed and Young were in the opening contest against former Anarchy Tag Team champions Jeremy V and Jason Blackman. But while they were in that opening contest, later on the night, the Urban Assault Squad won the Anarchy Tag Team Championship 2 Fright Nights in a row. Will Lightning strike for the third time here tonight? I mean, it definitely plays in their favor because A, the first time they won them, they did the Mysterious Benefactor Cup, earning that shot. When they've won 2 of their 3 tag team titles, they did so at Fright Night.
As I alluded to earlier this evening, Fright Night has been very good to the Urban Assault Squad. Right now, Shadow Jackson fighting back up out of the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. And now, top wrist lock, tag in to Nemesis. Austin Creed very, very smartly getting out of the UAS corner. And right now, Nemesis is talking trash, begging Austin Creed to punch him. And now Creed backs to his own corner and tags in the Attraction, Hayden Young.
Well, you know, Greg Hunter, over the past few months, I mean, number one, let's not forget, it was the Urban Assault Squad that helped Hayden Young and Austin Creed win those tag team titles. But also over the recent months, it hasn't been so much an Urban Assault Squad Hayden Young and Austin Creed thing. It's been more of Nemesis against Creed and Young. Shadow's been kind of a peacemaker, but Nemesis seems to be the one that had the biggest beef with these two men.
You could almost say it's more Nemesis and just Hayden Young, because these two men have been the most vocal proponents of this matchup. And so, good Lord, just throws him away from that Hurricanrana attempt. A beautiful maneuver there. And now we see both teams' bread and butter. Nemesis with the right hands earlier, and Hayden going to the air, and a clothesline nearly takes the Attraction's head off.
Well, Greg Hunter, Hayden Young can't blame anybody but himself for being distracted. I mean, you got to stay focused. You're the tag team champion.
Big drop kick there by Hayden Young. Shadow Jackson trying to scream at his partner. And say, pay attention to the match, which is very sound advice. These guys are three-time tag team champions. I'm talking about the Urban Assault Squad. Double team maneuver inbound, leapfrog, and now double hip block takeover. Japanese style cover, hook of the leg, two counts, says referee Ken Wallace. And right now, the Awesome Attraction, regardless of who it was that helped them win the titles, they have spent, only a 2 count there by Wallace, they have spent the last 5 months as some of the fightingest champions ever in Anarchy, bar none. They have defended against all comers, but right now, they are facing the full wrath of the Urban Assault Squad virtually in the UAS's backyard at Fright Night.
Greg Hunter, the Hayden Young and Austin Creed, they successfully defend those belts at hostile environment in that brutal ladder match that involved the team of the Hollywood Brunettes and the prettiest tag team, the world's prettiest tag team. Tonight, the Urban Assault Squad were not involved in that match, but tonight, I think this is quite possibly 2 of the most brutal men that they've defended those tag team titles against.
It is not the first time that the UAS, Creed and Young, have crossed paths over these tag team titles. Creed and Young are still the tag team champions, but nothing was truly solved in that contest. The UAS here going for their 4th titles. Nobody home off the avalanche for Shadow Jackson. Tag into Hayden Young. Creed comes off. Big right hand. Neck breaker from the Attraction, Hayden Young.
And Greg Hunter, when you think of 4-time tag team champions in the National Wrestling Alliance alone, I mean, you think of guys who never achieved that. The team of Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson never achieved 4-time tag team title status. The Midnight Express, another team. So, I mean, the thing about it is the Urban Assault Squad with a 3-time championship is already in the upper echelon in the history of the National Wrestling Alliance as far as tag team.
Oh, big flying leg lariat on any level of the NWA. Certainly the proving ground in the world of professional wrestling. To be a 3-time champion, a 4-time champion at any level is an incredible accomplishment. And that 4th championship reign is quite possibly just waiting on Shadow Jackson and Nemesis. Standing between them and 4-time champions are the Awesome Attraction. Front chancellery now by Awesome Austin Creed. Creed and Young have been on the roll of a lifetime. These 2 men, with both very accomplished singles wrestlers before teaming up. Hayden Young, if I went backslide here, 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Hayden Young is a former World's Television Champion, but these 2 men have really made the tag team division their home and have really made the tag team titles theirs over the last several months. Tag into the Attraction, Hayden Young, double team inbound by the Awesome Attraction. Big flying crossbody cover, 2, and only a 2 count.
Greg Hunter, I have to say, very few people get the height off that top rope that Hayden Young gets. And I mean, look at the intensity in Hayden Young's eyes. I mean, this is what's brought him to the television championship. This is what brought him to the tag team championship. I mean, I may not like the guy. The guy may be a big jerk in my book, but I'm not going to take away from his athletic ability. I'm not going to take away from Austin Creed's athletic ability. Poor taste in hairdos, but still a great athlete nonetheless.
Hayden Young wasting a lot of time. Shadow Jackson boots up twice. Elbow to Hayden Young.
That's Austin Creed, sir.
So it is.
Now he hit Hayden Young.
Now he hit Hayden Young. Well, he elbowed Hayden Young a couple of times. Austin Creed, though, big shot of his own, and down goes Shadow Jackson. Tag back in to Hayden Young. Young just runs up, draws Nemesis into the ring. Tag. Big elbow there. Nemesis is drawing the attention away from his partner. Not a smart thing to do. Cover 2, and Nemesis with the diving save.
But what was smart was Hayden Young not hitting Nemesis. If he would have hit him, it would have taken him off the apron. Instead, he taunted him. Taunting an animal is a whole lot worse than hitting an animal. Because if you taunt the animal, he just wants to claw at you. So that was a lot more smarter than knocking him off the apron.
Well, he draws Nemesis into the ring again, but in doing so, buys time for Shadow Jackson, a couple of elbows. And keep in mind, through all of this, folks, the UAS have already competed tonight. They were in the four-way dance elimination match with 10:31. Just like that, 1, 2, and only a 2 count. That could be the effects of that four-way dance. These two men, as I said, already tired. They've already competed in one grueling contest tonight. Now they're facing the tag team champions.
And Greg Hunter Nemesis in for the first time in this match legally, coming in, going to both men. I mean, he's just been chomping at the bit to get to this match.
Nemesis tagged back in. Right hands, clotheslines, going after anything that's not wearing camo. 2, and a save by Hayden Young. The tag team division here at NWA Anarchy has always been hotly contested. It has always been a measuring stick here in the NWA arena. Hayden Young ducks low, brings the top rope with him. Shadow goes sailing out. Nemesis, they set him up. Nemesis, a big whiplash light slam, got the leg hook. Hayden Young has the referee, 1, 2.
And that right there, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but Hayden Young held referee Ken Wallace just long enough for that count to give Austin Greer a little bit of breathing room. That right there, very intelligent tag team wrestling on the part of the champion.
And right now, Shadow Jackson clawing his way back up. Back elbow to Hayden Young. Goes to send Shadow Jackson in. Or goes to Austin Creed into his partner. And big right hand. It was reversed by Austin Creed. That's the same way they got to the finals of the Benefactor. Then right now, flying squirrel. Hook of the leg. 3, they're still the tag team champs.